What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for Sistas Season 2, Episode 8. So, we start this episode off with Danny, Preston, and the bartender. Preston, of course, we left off with him walking in, and, you know, he reacted the way most men would react, like, okay, you know what? We ain't spoken 24 hours and you already got another dude up in bed with you. I tell you what, you go ahead. Y'all have a good time. Deuces. I see you on the other side. And Danny tried to stop him. And, of course, Danny wouldn't stop him. And then, of course, he didn't stop. And, you know, he kept going. And then, you know, the bartender was like, damn, he looked like he mad about something. And she was like, you don't get up out my apartment. And then he told me something, where am I going to go? Wherever you slept the night before you met me. Like, what you mean, where you supposed to go? Like, we ain't no couple. You don't live here. Go home, Roger. So then, as all this is going on, Zach rolls in. And, of course, Zach is like, yo, I just saw Preston leaving. And now I got this dude in here. Like, how many dudes did you have up in here? She was like, Zach, I'm not in the mood for it today. Leave. And he was like, well, I came through to pick you up and give you a ride to work. She was like, what you mean give me a ride to work? You what, on your bike? And he was like, no, I got a truck. And so, of course, she immediately is thinking, dude, where you get a truck from? And, of course, I'm asking the same question. Where you get a truck from? But whatever. I ain't even going to, you know, some stuff I'm just not going to ask questions anymore, y'all. Y'all want me to keep doing the show? I'm just going to keep doing the show. But what I can't do is think. I can't think and review this show. Because how the hell all of a sudden Zach got a truck? Now, I understand that old girl is being real nice to him and doing some real nice things for him. But this, and so at first I thought he had her truck. Because remember, she got like the little Audi truck or whatever. But it ain't her truck. It's an actual pickup truck. Now, at what point did y'all hear a conversation about him having a pickup truck? I heard a conversation about him going down to the construction spot when he get off of work that day. But mind you, all this is the same day. It's not like it's been 2 or 3 days and he's had time to get a company truck. You ain't even shown up on the work site and they already giving you a car. Whatever. So he's giving Danny a ride to work. And of course, the whole time Danny is complaining like, did you steal this car? Where you get this car from? Well, you got your ass in it. So you must not really be concerned too much about where he got it from. So then she's asking him, you know, basically he finds out she's seeing somebody. She finds out he's seeing somebody. And he's like, listen, y'all wanted me to get over Karen. I'm over Karen. She moved on. I moved on. And she was like, well, you ain't over her yet. You ain't over her yet. He was like, whatever. Like, it is what it is. I got, you know, I'm seeing somebody else. She's seeing somebody else. So then Fatima calls while they're in the car. And, of course, Danny is acting a fool, being Danny, you know, trying to make it seem like, you know, that there's a whole situation going on. And, you know, Zach explains, like, to Fatima, girl, like, don't pay attention to her. That's my friend. She just being simple. You know, she's acting simple. And Fatima was like, well, I'm not that jealous type. Like, it would take a lot more than that for me to be feeling some kind of way. Like, I ain't even tripping. On one hand, I can respect your confidence. On the other hand, I'm like, girl, don't be no fool. So then she gets off the phone with Zach. And here comes Andy walking through in her power suit ready for her meeting with the boss. Now, she running late. Why she running late? I don't know. Girl, you should have been early for this meeting. Whatever. Anyway, she gets into the meeting. It's her lawyer, you know, the guy that is helping her out from the firm, Fatima's friend, the big boss, and Andy. And the meeting pretty much goes well. You know, he says, listen, I followed up on what you said, and you're correct. They were setting you up. It was a lie. I know you want to sue us, but listen, before we even go down that road, we're prepared to offer you $1 million and a great recommendation. She was like, $2 million. He was like, okay, see, let's be clear. You still made some bad decisions. Like when he was trying to force you, and like, you really should have recused yourself. And she was like, I couldn't. He said, then you should have come to me. And she was like, well, with all due respect, you know, y'all preached to us about following the chain of command, and he was my, you know, supervisor. Like, would you really have listened to me? And he wouldn't have. Like, if she had gone to him, especially being the only black woman in this, you know, firm, he would have given her the side eye. He wouldn't have paid no attention to her, and then he probably would have been on board with firing her even faster than they did. So the reality is, no, girl. But I understand the point. So then she says, well, I tell you what, how about $2 million and my job? And he was like, you would still want to work here? She said, listen, I love this job. I love working here. And I mean, I won't sue. I'll sign, whatever documentation you need me to sign. But yeah, I want to keep my job. She said, but I want my boss's position. He was a partner. So dude was like, okay, so what we not going to do is give you $2 million and make you a partner. I tell you what, we'll give you the $1 million and we'll make you the partner. She said 1 point whatever, and Fatima needs a raise, and she needs a promotion and a raise. And so they negotiated it and it worked out. Dude ends up giving her the job, and of course she's all happy, whatever. And Fatima catches her in the hallway, and Fatima's like, yo girl, so how did that work out? Like, what had happened? And she said, listen, walk me to my new office. And of course, she's going into her old boss's office, and that whole situation. So her and Fatima get to talking later on, and she says, listen, Fatima, I really appreciate, you had my back from the beginning. She said, I'll tell you everything. I'm treating my girls to dinner. She's like, I like to give my girls good news at the same time, so I'm treating everybody to dinner tonight. And she was like, oh, I'm invited? Like, I'm one of your girls? She was like, girl, the way you had my back, you are absolutely one of my girls. And so she was like, well, I kind of had a date tonight. And she was like, well, bring your date. Like, it's a celebration. And she was like, well, I mean, I guess I can. So y'all know that's the setup for Zach to be there and run into Karen. Child, whatever. So down to the salon. Karen has a new client. I'm not gonna drag this out. Come to find out, the woman is the first lady down to a mega church, and Karen was cussing and stuff at first in front of the woman, and the woman was like, listen, it's all good, like, be yourself. I'm not one of them people, I don't judge nobody. If you cuss, you cuss. Like, it is what it is. So Karen does the girl's hair, the woman's hair. The woman loves the hair. But when the woman leaves, Karen starts talking mess about mega churches and how she just don't believe, and people giving their good hard-earned money for them to live the way they live. Look at how she dressed. Look at the car she drive, and they taking their people money. So the woman actually had come back in because she left her cell phone, and she overheard what Karen was saying, and so she was like, well, let me talk to you. And so she had a conversation with Karen, and she was like, listen, basically, me and my husband have money because we earned our money. Like, we don't take money from the church. My husband was a former baseball player. I was a stockbroker on Wall Street. Like, our money come from us. She said, and I understand that there are people who feel that way. She was like, why don't you come down? Why don't you come down to the church, and why don't you come and see? And of course everybody was like, girl, that's the Lord coming to you, because you dating the pastor, letting you know what life would be like as a first lady, that you could still be flying cool or whatever, but whatever, child. Anyway, so yeah, that was that. Then down to the bank, we have Sabrina. She finally telling Maurice about the whole situation with what the bartender told Danny about old boy being on drugs or whatever. And at first Maurice was sort of kind of defending, like, good and daggone well he ain't on no drugs. But then he was like, well, wait a minute, I mean, it does sort of make sense, about him moving in with me, talking about something. The money was funny, and he was saying it's because of his father's insurance, them having, him being sick or whatever. But maybe because, Sabrina was like, he got money, why he need to move in with you for? So of course Sabrina is in her head about it, and Maurice was like, well, just talk to him, like, ask him about it, because, like, it is what it is. He said, I haven't seen anything to make me feel like the boy's on drugs, but I mean, hell, you don't know. You need to know these things before you get into a relationship with him. Then later on, we see Maurice acting a jackass because the new guy is doing a good job, and Maurice really feels like this guy's coming in here to take his job. And Sabrina is like, girl, he's not here to take your job. Like, well, not girl, I'm sorry, but he's not here to take your job. Like, chill out. But that was a whole moment, child. That was a whole moment. So then, that was the other thing. Andy's attorney let Andy know that old boy did get out on that Gary got out on bail. and probably she need to watch her back a little bit or whatever about it. Child, whatever. So then we see Zach and Fatima down to the work site, and basically, Fatima don't want people to know that they dating, but Zach, of course, is letting everybody know that they dating. Zach tried to have a conversation with, I'm just giving y'all the child. Zach tried to have a conversation with Andy down to the job. Danny, excuse me, down to the job. And then Danny told him what Preston did. And he was like, so basically, if you're going to date a white man, you can't allow yourself to get in your head about every little situation that happens. Like, everything isn't a statement on race. Everything isn't, it's not a racial thing. Like, you're going to have to find a way to deal with it. Like, you are dating a white man. Like, there are going to be some issues. But you can't make everything a serious issue, Anyway, child. So, last but not least, Danny is leaving work, child. She down in the parking garage. And who come rolling up on her in the parking garage? Gary. Okay. And Gary trying to make her get in the car. And, of course, she's standing there looking scared, looking crazy. Now, how Gary knew she was there, because last he heard Gary, child, whatever. Anyway, I don't even care. He probably got a GPS on her damn car. Know what her car is at all times, child. And that's where we left off. That's all I got. I ain't got no more for this. I'm giving you the best that I got. Shout out Anita Baker. I'm giving you the best I got. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.